You were chosen long before you even understood what it meant to be chosen. There is a hand upon your life that was placed there before the foundations of the world, a divine touch that set you apart for a purpose that is far greater than anything you have imagined. You may have questioned your place. You may have wondered why things around you did not line up or why doors remained closed, but every moment was intentional. Every challenge, every season of waiting, every whispered word of doubt from others was orchestrated to refine your identity, to awaken the understanding that you were never ordinary. Chosen ones do not operate in ordinary ways. They are marked for a destiny that requires courage, patience, and unwavering faith. You may not see it now, but there is a plan written in heaven, a roadmap that only you can walk and no one else can replicate. The fact that you survived moments that should have destroyed you is proof that you were prepared for this assignment before you even knew what it entailed. Many will try to define you by the circumstances around you, by the opinions of others, or by the failures you may have experienced, but your true definition comes from the one who chose you. He chose you to stand when others fall. He chose you to speak when others are silent. He chose you to rise when others remain bound by fear and doubt. Being chosen is not a sign of ease. It is a sign of responsibility, of assignment, of purpose. It is a call to stand in the face of adversity and to declare that your life is more than your past, more than your mistakes, more than what the world says you are. There is a strength woven into your very being, a divine resilience that was placed there specifically to equip you for this moment. You were chosen to impact lives, to bring light into darkness, to carry messages of hope where despair resides. And while the world may not understand the timing, the placements, or the connections in your life, God's plan is meticulous, deliberate, and unstoppable. Every setback you encountered was not a denial, it was a preparation. Every closed door was not a rejection, it was redirection. Every moment of solitude, every prayer that seemed unheard, every season that tested your faith, all of it was proof that you were being positioned. You were chosen because you were capable, because you were willing, because you were necessary. Your life is not by accident. It is by divine design. The hand of God that chose you is not weak, and the purpose for which he placed you on this earth cannot be thwarted by human understanding or worldly circumstances. You were chosen, and in that choosing lies your power, your assignment, and your destiny. The trials you have faced were never meaningless. Every struggle, every setback, every rejection was a part of God's divine process to prepare you for the purpose he has set before you. You have walked through valleys where fear whispered lies in your ear, where doubt pressed heavily on your heart, and yet somehow you have stood. That standing was not by your own strength. It was by the power of the one who called you and chose you. The enemy tried to convince you that your hardships were evidence of failure, that your pain was proof that God had forgotten you, but nothing could be further from the truth. Trials are not punishments, they are preparations. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night, every moment of uncertainty was designed to refine you, to teach you endurance, and to shape you into a vessel capable of handling the assignment you were born to fulfill. You may have looked around and wondered why others seem to move effortlessly while you fought for every step. But the delay was not denial, and the pressure was not punishment. The process was crafting a strength inside of you that would become unshakable. Hardship has a way of exposing what is truly inside a person. It separates the surface level faith from the deep, unmovable trust in God. And in every trial, you have proven that your faith, it cannot be shaken by circumstance. You have learned patience, persistence, and resilience. You have discovered that what is broken can be healed, what is lost can be restored, and what seems impossible can be made possible by the one who has called you. Every obstacle became a lesson, every challenge became an opportunity to grow, and every moment of pain became a step toward the person God created you to be. The battles you endured were not meant to discourage you, they were meant to empower you. They were the forge in which your character was refined, your vision sharpened, and your courage strengthened. When you reflect on your past, do not see only the suffering, see the wisdom gained, the strength developed, and the resilience cultivated. The fact that you have survived what should have destroyed you is evidence that God's hand has been upon you all along. No trial lasts forever. No season of difficulty is permanent, and no storm is stronger than the one who guides you through it. Every struggle has a purpose, and every hardship carries a hidden blessing. Your endurance through these trials is preparing you for a life of influence, impact, and testimony. You were not spared the struggle because you are weak. You were given the struggle because you are strong enough to overcome it. And when the time comes, every challenge you endured will become a part of your story of triumph, a testimony of God's faithfulness, and a beacon of hope for those who are still walking through their own valleys. The pain was real, the pressure was heavy, but the victory was already determined before the journey began. Even when you felt invisible, even when it seemed like no one noticed your struggles or acknowledged your faithfulness, God was watching. He was not absent, he was not inattentive, and he was not unaware. The times when you felt delayed, when doors remained closed, and when your prayers seemed to go unanswered were not signs of abandonment, they were signs of divine protection. You may have wondered why life did not move according to your timetable, why opportunities seemed to slip past you, or why the recognition you longed for never came. But God's timing is never late, and his perspective is higher than yours. What you perceive as being overlooked is often God's way of keeping you safe, of shielding you from situations you were not yet ready for, and of preserving the blessings he has promised. You were preserved because there is a plan that requires patience and discernment, a purpose that could only be fulfilled when you are fully prepared. Even in seasons of solitude, you were being positioned. Every moment of waiting, every instance of isolation, and every period of silence was a divine workshop shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and fortifying your spirit for the journey ahead. You were preserved because the enemy cannot take what God has set aside. Every attack, every challenge, and every obstacle that came your way was met with a protection you could not see, but could feel, protection that kept you from stepping into paths that were not yet safe or suitable for your destiny. God's preservation is deliberate. It is intentional. He is not careless in the way he moves, and he is not reckless in the way he guards his chosen ones. You were hidden in his hand, sustained when the weight of the world threatened to crush you, and kept safe when others sought to derail your purpose. Preservation does not always mean ease. It often means restraint, preparation, and protection. You may not have understood the reasons for the closed doors or the detours, but they were God's way of keeping you intact, keeping your vision clear, and keeping your faith unshaken. He preserved your spirit so that you could enter the next season of your life whole, equipped, and ready to receive what he has prepared for you. You were being prepared to handle not only the blessings, but also the responsibilities that come with them. And though it may have felt lonely, though it may have felt like you were forgotten, your preservation was proof that God had not given up on you, that his hand was guiding you, and that his plan for your life was unfolding exactly as it should. The assurance of being preserved is the assurance of hope, the promise that what God has set aside for you cannot be taken, delayed, or diminished by any human effort or opposition. God has not forgotten the prayers you whispered in the quiet of your heart. He has not overlooked the faith you held onto when everything around you seemed to crumble. He sees every tear, every sacrifice, and every moment you remain steadfast, even when the world questioned your path. The promise of vindication is not empty words. It is the declaration of a God who honors those who endure, those who remain faithful, and those who trust in his timing. The same mouths that mocked you, doubted you, or dismissed your dreams will one day be silent in all of the testimony God has written for you. The doors that were closed, the opportunities that seemed forever out of reach, and the blessings that were delayed are now aligning in your favor. God is orchestrating a restoration so powerful that it will astonish you, overwhelm you with gratitude, and leave no doubt that his hand was moving behind the scenes all along. This vindication is not only for you, it is a light for those who are watching, a testimony that faith and perseverance will never go unrewarded. God is about to restore what was lost, heal what was broken, and elevate what was held back. Every ounce of effort, every moment of struggle, and every period of waiting will be transformed into a tangible, undeniable proof of God's faithfulness. Your confidence, which may have been shaken by years of uncertainty, is being rebuilt with the bricks of divine assurance. Your voice, which may have been silenced by fear or rejection, will now speak with authority and impact. Your influence, which may have been underestimated, will now extend in ways that surpass your imagination. The restoration that God promises is both public and personal. It will bring honor where dishonor once lingered, affirmation where doubt once ruled, and purpose where confusion once reigned. God is not merely giving back what was lost, he is exceeding your expectations. The blessings, the doors, and the opportunities will not simply return, they will multiply, magnify, and manifest in ways that demonstrate his power and glory. Those who opposed you, those who tried to minimize your calling, And those who underestimated your potential will witness the undeniable truth that God's chosen ones cannot be stopped. Your testimony will be a beacon for others, a living example that God's promises are real, that patience and faith are rewarded, and that divine timing is always perfect. The restoration is near, and it is inevitable. God's hand is on the move. He is turning the tides, opening the closed doors, and answering the prayers that have been held in your heart for so long. Every season of delay, every moment of silence, and every test of faith was preparing you to step into this very moment of triumph, restoration, and vindication. As you step into the next season of your life, understand that not everyone is meant to accompany you on the journey God has prepared. The elevation you are about to experience requires separation. It is a sacred space, a higher level of purpose that demands discernment, focus, and boundaries. God does not call you to please everyone or to meet the expectations of those who cannot understand your calling. Some doors are closed not as punishment, but as protection to ensure that you do not carry unnecessary weight or distractions into your destiny. Not everyone will celebrate your breakthrough. Some may resist, doubt, or even attempt to pull you back to where you were. That is why God is calling you to stand firm, to guard your heart, and to remain steadfast in your vision. Separation does not mean isolation. It means prioritizing your alignment with God's purpose above all else. You will encounter relationships that were once familiar, partnerships that were once comfortable, and patterns that were once convenient, but not all of them are meant to continue with you. The next level requires refinement, and refinement often comes through letting go of what no longer serves your destiny. You must be willing to say no to distractions, no to fear, and no to the opinions of those who cannot see the plan God has for you. This is not a call to arrogance. It is a call to responsibility. The anointing upon your life carries authority, influence, and impact, and it must be protected. If you allow everyone to walk with you, the purity of your calling may be compromised. God is teaching you discernment, the ability to recognize who belongs in your circle and who is meant to stay behind. Trust that the isolation is temporary and that every person who remains in your life in this season is divinely appointed to help you fulfill your purpose. Separation is a spiritual principle that prepares you for breakthrough. It creates space for new opportunities, fresh ideas, and divine connections that align with your destiny. God is not removing people to punish you. He is removing distractions to bless you. The next level cannot be reached while carrying old baggage, unresolved conflict, or the expectations of those who do not understand your journey. Your focus must be unwavering, your heart must be guarded, and your faith must be unshakable. Those who are meant to walk with you will rise to meet you at the right time. Those who are not meant to journey with you will fall away, and that is by divine design. The wisdom to embrace separation, the courage to stay focused, and the patience to wait on God's timing are essential for your growth, your effectiveness, and your ultimate success. This season demands clarity, discernment, and trust in God's guiding hand, knowing that He is leading you toward a purpose that is greater than any distraction, opposition, or delay. Victory and breakthrough are not just possibilities for your life, they are inevitable promises from God. Every season of struggle, every moment of doubt, every trial you endured was orchestrated to bring you to this very moment of triumph. You may have wondered if it would ever come, if the prayers you poured out in the silence of your heart were ever heard, or if the faith you held onto through storms and setbacks would yield results. But God's word is certain, and his promises do not fail. What was meant to delay you is being transformed into your launching pad. The victories you have longed for, the breakthroughs that seemed distant, are now aligning perfectly according to divine timing. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are being removed. The burdens that weighed you down are being lifted, and the chains that held you captive are breaking. God is not just giving you relief, he is giving you a testimony. The tears, the heartache, and the seasons of waiting are all becoming part of the story of triumph that will inspire others and glorify his name. There is a divine shift taking place, a shift from struggle to strength, from limitation to liberation, from waiting to walking into your destiny fully equipped and fully prepared. Your breakthrough is not just personal, it is generational. The impact of your victory will touch lives, inspire faith, and create a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see or imagine. God is turning what the enemy meant for harm into a platform for honor. Every delay, every setback, every moment of doubt is being transformed into evidence of his faithfulness and power. The promises of God for your life are not negotiable. They are unshakable, immovable, and unstoppable. You are not stepping into victory alone. God is going before you, clearing the path, aligning the doors, and equipping you with wisdom, favor, and authority. This is the moment where faith meets fulfillment, where patience meets reward, and where perseverance meets triumph. Do not be discouraged by what has been. Focus on what is coming. The battles you fought were never wasted. The prayers you prayed were never ignored. And the faith you maintained was never in vain. Your breakthrough is imminent, and it carries with it the full weight of God's glory. Heaven is rejoicing over your obedience, your resilience, and your steadfastness. The testimony of your life is about to shift from waiting to winning, from suffering to succeeding, and from questioning to conquering. Every limitation you once faced, every wall you encountered, and every season of doubt is being replaced by victory, expansion, and breakthrough. God's hand is moving, and your life is about to become a living testimony of his unchanging power, mercy, and faithfulness.